Anything you want. I mean, we're just doing a blank test, so.
Speak loud.
I have a photo of the blueprint that I'm going to keep referencing, but we're going to build it as we go through it, so. Once Unreal gets up. And this is just it's a blink that like takes from where you are and puts you somewhere else, but it's not able to go through things. So it is limited, but it's fun to use. Or your Unreal might not load, and we'll just do it this way. Okay, so games, new project, third person, next, and we're just gonna call it blank test. Alright, so this is root is here. Why is this? Okay. If you go to edit, this is where you will find the project settings thing. And under engine, you go down to input. And this is where action mapping for jump is already here. But this is where you can make your new, like, hey, I want a button that does this. So I'm going to make something that says blink. And you can use the down drop to scroll for everything, or you can just hit this button, and after hitting this, whatever button you hit next automatically gets assigned there. So I'm putting blink on E. You can put blink on whatever you want to put it on. Where is this? Edit, project settings.
Go to window.
Mm-hmm.
Click it. Go down to load layout. Default.
Yeah, I was like, why is all this stuff weird?
Just make sure it goes slow, because your speed is slower than they can keep up. And then be loud, and ask everybody okay, and then move forward.
Does everybody have their blink button assigned?
How do you assign it?
Once you have it on there and you type the new button in, so if you click the button next to it, so on input, when you're making your new one, if you just click this little button that looks like a broken keyboard, after you click it, whatever button you type next automatically gets assigned to the thing. Make sense? Alright. So under content, in the middle search bar, you're going to type your character. So you can get your third person character blueprint and double click that. Put you up at the top. And go to your event graph where you have your jumps and all your other inputs, and we're going to roll down because we're making a new thing.
Anybody need help? Everybody there? Who needs help? Raise your hand.
Yes.
Where do you go again?
To get to the character graph?
Yes.
So under content, you just click in here, and then character, third person character, double click that. And we'll open all that crap, and then put him up at the top. Just grab that, and then go to event graph. Bam. Alright. So we want something to happen when we sorry. Where's my paint? You want the input action, so yeah, how to get to that one. When you type in blink, you'll get you make a new box for input action for hey when we press blink. Now over here where the variables are at, you can make new things just for whatever you want. We're going to make one called is using blank because we're going to use that a couple times, and it's easier just to have it over here because once you have it over here you can just drag it in.
Sorry, how'd you put the red box?
right click and just type in blink. And then under input and action events, you'll have blink.
So when you create the input blink in your input project settings, when you right click, it will show up in the blueprint editor.
And like in the same way that, you know, jump is already pre-coded, so if you type in jump, you can mess with everything associated with jump. We have created a button for blink, so when you right click and type in blink, you have, hey, input action blink. So we're going to grab the variable for is using blink and select the get one when we drag it in, and this is because we don't want you to be able to blink while you're blinking. Like, we want the whole teleport thing to finish before you can use it again.
How do you create the variable?
How do you create the variable? So what we just did, over on variables on the left, you hit the plus thing and you can make new ones for whatever you want to make new ones for. And then left click it and drag it in, and then click the top option for get is using blink, and you'll have the variable in. Okay, so we're gonna make a branch because we need the check value for are you using blink, and then we're gonna go with the false option because we are checking if you're using it. If you're not using it, then yes, we can do things. So we're gonna grab is using blink again, and we're gonna hit set instead of get. And under this, we're gonna check the box. So now what happens when you push the button is it checks if you're already blinking, and if you're not blinking, it will tell the game, hey, I'm blinking now, and then everything that happens after that is what happens. So this is a teleport that uses a line trace. So it's like when you press the button, are you good? Drag it over, and then hit set, and then there you go. Yes. So what's going to happen when we push the button is the game is going to make a line from where you are going forward and then teleport you to the end of that line. So we're going to do line trace. Which one did I use? By channel. Boom. That's multi. Yep. Line trace by channel. Now. So now we got all this stuff in the line trace that we have to assign. So where are we starting? Where are we ending? All that fun stuff that you need to do. So if you come back over to the left side, under the third person character self, you have all the components of the character. And the first one is the capsule component. We're going to drag that in. What this is, over here, is this little wireframe around the dude. That's the capsule component that we're referencing here. We're going to pull this up and we're going to put get world location. And that is going to be your start value. So now, whenever you press the button, it checks if you're blinking. If you're not blinking, it lets you blink. And it will start your line trace where you are, because it is getting the world location from your capsule. That's the start point. Now you need to know the direction you're going in. So, everyone knows the concept of what a vector is?
No.
Explain it.
Points in the world. When you graph something, your x comma y, that's your point. Okay? In a video game engine, it's kind of like Schrodinger's point. It's two things depending on how you look at it. It could either be the point in space or it is the direction from the origin to that point. That is a vector. Okay?
You're in the Navy, right?
Yes.
Can you explain it in a boat sense? Because boats use vectors, right?
It's basically the same thing. Where you are, where's the new point, what direction do I need to face to get to that point?
You guys got it?
kind of thing. It will become apparent as we go. So we're going to get the vector. Where's my vector? Get forward vector. Okay. So what this is your capsule component, which is again you, and we are getting the direction you're facing. What would happen if you pressed W and started walking? That's your forward vector. And we want you to blink. So under return value, we're going to drag it out and we're going to hit plus. And that gives you vector plus float, vector plus integer, and vector plus vector. We're going to do vector plus float. And in this little box, we're going to type in 750, just because that's like the standard, hey, I blinked a little bit number. So now you have your starting location, which is get where you are. You have, hey, I want to move forward by 750, but you need to move forward by 750 from somewhere. So take the return value for the world location, bring it out, hit your little plus again, and you're going to do vector plus vector. So you have your starting location and the direction you're going, and then you have this new direction that you've made, and you're going to put them together, and there's your ending location. So what we've done is when you press the button, it checks if you're already doing it. If you're not doing it, it lets you start doing it. It will draw a line starting at where you are and ending at 750 units from where you are. Now, if you want to make sure that that's working, we're going to bring this out here. We're going to do another set is using blank, so grab the set is using blank thing. And that way when the code finishes, it turns it back off so you can use it again. In this line trace by channel, go to draw debug type for duration, and draw time is 5 seconds, that's fine. So when you compile that, and we run into the game, what's going to happen is every time you press the button, it's going to draw a line. And that's telling you like, hey, what you did is working. It's drawing a line every time you hit the button. Yay.
Everybody stop? Everybody there? Anybody need help?
How are you stuck?
Guys, help the person sitting next to you.
Drag that over to your little add thing. Yes, for duration. To the yellow. Okay. And then, so drag over here. Yeah. To just anywhere. And then plus, and you're going to vector plus vector. And then connect those two yellow pins. And then connect that pin to that. Cool. Everybody good? He doesn't do that yet because we're going to go to the next part of it. So, okay. Okay, so we're going to get rid of this part and we're going to make another branch. Because, what? Love that button. There is the line trace, and the line trace is going to go until it either stops or it hits something. And like you said earlier, part of our job is to make the game as unbreakable as possible. So what are the two things that can happen if you teleport and the line hits a wall?
Teleport into the wall.
You don't want that to happen.
You don't want that
Yes. So you don't want to teleport things into the wall. So the first, there's two things that can happen when you send the line. It's either going to hit something or it's not. So the first thing we're going to do is for when it doesn't hit something. So if on hit is return value is false, we're going to move component 2. And since this is from the false branch, this is if the line can go the full distance and doesn't hit anything, this is what we're going to do. This is where it gets kind of fun. The component we're moving is again our wonderful, loving capsule component, because we're moving us. And the rotation of you is like the way you're facing, how your character's oriented, and all that fun jazz. So we need to make sure that like we don't twist and that we're still upright. So we're going to, from the capsule component, we're going to get relative rotation under the transform thing, because this is a light purple looking thing. So we need another light purple looking thing to attach to it. Why did I just open Visual Studio? Mistakes were made.
How do you find relative rotation?
So drag off of capsule component and then just type in relative rotation.
Where's that?
R-E-L-A. Tiv. Rotation. Purple. Bam.
Oh, okay.
And drag that up. Yay. Give me my photo. And then we're going to draw our is using blank thing over here and set it to off so that when we have completed the blank, we can do it again. Now, if I didn't fuck this up, I fucked it up. I'm trying to think of the part that I'm missing here.
Anybody have any ideas where it could have gone wrong?
This part is what I'm missing. Oop. I'm going to move some stuff around, then I'll explain it. Give me a second. Okay, so trace line by channel is your line that you shoot out, and then you need what happens when the line ends, whether it be hitting something or it just ends. And target relative location needs to be where trace end ends. So this tells, you know, when the line ends, you move it to the end of the line and you're good.
Oh, it's a break.
It's when you drag out from on hit, you type in break, and then break hit result is the thing that you grab. Cool. See if I broke it. I kind of broke it.
It's not showing up for some reason.
What, the break thing?
Yeah, the break. Result.
Which version are you on? Okay. Oh, you're because you did multi-line. What you needed was line trace. See, this is line trace, and that is multi-line trace. So that's the difference. I don't know why he's like teleporting up and to the right.
Everybody good?
Alright,
Yes.
let's try to wrap it up in like 10 minutes.
Okay. I don't know why he's going up instead of straight.
Look at your blueprint.
Look at the picture.
I am looking at the picture. Where is my...
You want to explain what simulating is?
Simulating?
Yeah, see at the top it says simulating?
Oh, it's because I'm still in the...
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're looking at your blueprint and it says simulating, there's this big yellow box. That's because you forgot to exit out of testing and running the thing.
And it's showing what's happening in real time. And if there's a problem, it will also show if there's a problem while it's simulating.
I'm just going to explain the rest of the picture. So that was all for what happens if it doesn't hit anything. If you go back up to where the branch is from the line trace, and you go, we're going to make a new branch off from true. So this is what happens if it does hit something. This is all your hit break results. So under this, there's a line where it says hit actor, and that means like we have our actors and we have our pawns and we have our other stuff as we talked about the other day. So for hit actor, you're going to want to target the root component of that actor. So drag your little line out and type in root component. And this is, correct me if I'm wrong, but the root component of the actor is the thing that the game world interacts with, and then you'll have like the mesh and the skin and all the stuff that you see is around that root component. But the interactions is going to happen with the root component. So under hit actor, you're going to drag it out and you're going to do root component.
What is that?
That's accurate.
Yes, thank you. And then you're going to see that you're going to draw another line for the target being that root component, and then you're going to type in is simulating physics.
There's a few different ones.
Root component, drag it up, and then is simulating. Yeah. Yes. Little green function box, which is going to be a yes/no thing, and you drag that up to the branch condition we just made. And then you drag this true down to move. So what this is all doing is that we already coded for, if the line goes the full distance, move the guy. This is if the line does not go the full distance, is it hitting something that's simulating physics? Move the guy anyway, because the engine will handle the physics collision and not let them actually interact with each other. What I didn't get to is there's a whole other code that the guy in the wonderful video wrote where for false, and you would make something for, hey, he's not actually going to stop at the wall because the physics isn't there. So how do we make him stop at the wall? And he writes a whole subroutine for, it's hitting something that doesn't have physics, so pull the actual mesh out of the thing and make it stop at the visual mesh instead of going through the wall. And that's just all extra stuff that falls under what he was talking about earlier today with you have to account for all the ways that it could break and try to stop it from breaking at every single one of them. And then at the end of it, you know, you finish doing your blink, so you set blink to not being in use anymore, because remember at the very beginning, once you start using it, it sets to, hey, this is in use, so you can't like rapidly press the button. You have to wait until all of this executes for it to unlock the feature again, so that you can go back and press it again. And yeah, that's,
Show us. Play it.
if I play it, it's gonna be a little thing
We'll
I
do it.
can't
Let's figure out why it's doing it.
Okay. Okay, so like on my computer, it works and I can run around and it's all fine. On this one, I don't remember where I messed up, but for some reason when I press it, he like goes up and to the right instead of forward like he's supposed to.
Anybody know why I'd be doing that? Anybody have a guess? Looking at the blueprint? A lot of you guys did blueprint stuff today.
Let's see.
Look at the blueprint. Let's figure it out. This is called problem solving.
Tracing visibility.
Did you hear that?
Yes. No, because in the like this photo is from the exact blueprint that I have working on my thing.
Is there a directional, like?
That's what I'm thinking. Is there something that's got to be like ignoring the Z part, but I don't remember where that is.
Guys, we're all ears on suggestions.
Where? Or no, this is just the like whether it's drawing the line or not. Yes, that's what I'm thinking. I just don't remember where that is. Because like this is copy paste straight out of there.
Pull up the video.
I can do that. I'll pull up the video for people that are like wanting to see where it is, because he does in the video explain the second half that I don't have on my thing. But Unreal Engine Blink is what I typed in. And why is it not on yours?
Blueprint.
Oh yeah, right. Rapid. Okay, so this is the one. This is rapid prototyping stuff. It's a 15-minute video, but I watched it at like time and a half speed just because people talk slow. So, bam.
If anybody figures it out, let us know.
He's basically going to say everything I said just really, really fast.
Obviously, like, the direction is an issue.
Yes.
Like, so where is the blueprint that talks about direction?
He's about to get there, like, because like right after he does this, he starts popping lines out. So.
gonna be an aha moment here.
Yeah.
It's coming in the next 5 minutes. Oh, that's what we need to get to. Can we just fast forward to that?
Me. He's almost there. Yeah, he just does it and starts hitting the thing, so I don't know why yours is. Something's messed up in here that's
Is
making
everybody's
it
having the same result?
Yes.
Yeah.
so weird.
When you simulate and you do it, at what point in the blueprint does the player move in that direction? That's where you could look. Like if you,
Here.
there has to be like a value in there, or a like an X instead of a Y, or something. Expand all the parameters.
I don't think it has any more.
Stop, return. Oh, it doesn't.
Change the width after the get or vector. Change that to multiply instead of add.
There it is.
You
All
get
right,
gold
explain
star.
that. Explain that.
You come and explain that.
No. You just go ahead and explain it.
So where we messed up is that this needs to be a vector times a vector instead of adding them. Yes. Because this gives you control over which one you're doing. Are you changing his x vector? Are you changing his y vector? Are you changing his z vector? And what was happening when we were just adding 750 is it was adding 750 to all of them, which is why he's shooting up at a diagonal, because it's doing 750 forward, up, and sideways all at the same time.
All right, play it.
So when we change this to changing his x vector to 750 and putting that in there and compiling, this should work. After my button. Start the thing. Come here. Guys, where's my painting? No, what is the... Damn. Oh, it's vector times float. That's my bad. Vector times float. Nope. I'm gonna have to think about why that works. Now it works. I'm gonna have to think about why, but it works now. And you can keep just doing it, but it won't let you do it like simultaneously.
So what's the issue now?
Why does it work when you multiply it and not when you add it?
Why does it work when you multiply it and not when you add it? Anybody know?
Why is it working?
What did the guy that figured out the issue, does he know? So are you getting the same result as over there now?
Yeah, it works when you multiply it. I don't know why it doesn't work when you
Okay.
add it.
It's no
But that's a, yeah.
It's no. All right, so we're good?
Yes, we are good.
Cool, let's stop this.